Jillian is like, please start.
Recording in progress.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Whitehall City Council meeting of February 21st, 2023. If you would please all rise for a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Aug, would you please call roll?
Smith.
Present.
Bailey.
Present.
Dixon.
Present.
Elmore.
Present.
Coniston.
Present.
Cantor.
Present.
Peck.
Present.
President Potter.
Present. At this time, I take a motion for the approval of the February 7th, 2023 agenda and regular meeting minutes.
Mr. President, I'd like to make the motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
There's been a motion by Ms. Coniston, second by Mr. Cantor for the approval of minutes. Is there any discussion? Ms. Aug, please call roll.
Smith.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Dixon.
Yes.
Elmore.
Yes.
Coniston.
Yes.
Cantor.
Yes.
Peck.
Yes.
The minutes have been approved. This brings us to our first poll public of the evening. If anybody would like to come forward, I'll just ask you to state your name and address for the record, and you'll have 3 minutes.
He can come up and state his name and tell you the problem.
Okay. Seeing no one, I will then move on to standing committee reports. Administration, Financial Management. Chairperson Bailey, but Ms. Coniston, I believe you're going to.
I am. Administration and Financial Management did meet last week. Our minutes are on file, and we'll meet again next week.
Very good, thank you. Community and Elder Advocacy, Chairperson Dixon.
Thank you, President Potter. Community and Elder Advocacy met last week. We have nothing on the agenda tonight. Our minutes are on file, and we plan to meet next week after 6:30.
Very good. Community Standards and Enforcement, Chairperson Smith.
Thank you, President Potter. Community Standards and Enforcement met last week. Our minutes are on file. Finding words today. We have for first reading ordinance 13/2023 about the update to the Planning and Zoning Code, which I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, has been posted online for public viewing.
Oh.
Just want to confirm. So please take a look at that. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Economic Development, Chairperson Cantor.
Thank you, Mr. President. Economic Development met last week. Our minutes are on file. We'll meet again next week after 6:30.
Very good. Infrastructure, Maintenance, and Services, Chairperson Coniston.
Thank you, President Potter. Infrastructure, Maintenance, and Services also met last week. Our minutes are on file, and we'll meet again next week.
Very good. Public Safety, Chairperson Elmore.
Thank you, Mr. President. Public Safety met last week. We have no drafts or pending legislation. Our minutes are on file. We'll meet again next week, 6:30.
Thank you. Parks and Recreation, Chairperson Heck.
Thank you, Mr. President. Parks and Recreation met last Tuesday. Our minutes are on file. We have no legislation on the agenda tonight. I can't speak either, Amy. We will meet again next Tuesday, sometime after 6:30.
Very good. Under officials reports, the mayor is not with us this evening, so that leads to City Administrator Woodruff.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have no official report this evening.
Thank you. City Attorney Bivens.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of council, and everyone viewing. Just this being the last official day of Black History Month for the month of February, just some fun facts I'd love to share this evening. January the 1st, 1863, many of you know that date, may or may not know that date, as the date that President Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation. He did that by executive order, freeing 3.5 million enslaved individuals in the United States. However, as a result of the Emancipation Proclamation, which ended the Civil War, the enslaved people did not know and were not operating as free persons at that time, and it took 2.5 years to be on June the 19th, 1865, by Major General Gordon, I want to say his name was Gordon Granger. Yeah, his name was Gordon Granger in Galveston, Texas, by an order of the general, freed I want to say 200,000 enslaved people in Texas that did not know that they were free, which sparked what, by many accounts, a lot of us know as America's second Independence Day, which is what a lot of African Americans celebrate to this day, which is called Juneteenth. That being said, even then, that did not free, and individuals did not know that they were free until December the 6th, 1865, when by order of Congress, the 13th Amendment was ratified and changed the Constitution, which freed the rest of the individuals throughout the United States from being enslaved in the United States. That being said, fast forward to June the 16th, 2021, President Biden signed and made it a national federal holiday to celebrate Juneteenth in the United States of America. So as a result of that, we now have a federal holiday in the United States of America celebrating Juneteenth, which is the second Emancipation Day for enslaved people in the United States. I know, Zach, I know. It's okay.
Thanks.
It's okay. I appreciate that.
No problem.
Yeah. And the reason why that's relevant to the city of Whitehall is because on June the 17th, 2023, my office, along with the Parks and Rec Department, along with the Whitehall City Schools, will be hosting and celebrating Whitehall's very first Juneteenth celebration in our local parks. So mark your calendars. You'll be hearing a lot more about it. We're in the planning stages. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to harken back to some of the old things that started the holiday, and it's going to be a celebratory time for the city of Whitehall, and I'm looking forward to it. Again, it's June the 17th of this year. I think that's the Saturday preceding the federal holiday. Thank you.
Thank you. Very much appreciate the history lessons. Good information. City Auditor Quinzel.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members of council, I have no official report tonight, but I did want to make point of letting you know that what a difference a year makes. This time last year when we were trying to fill the deputy auditor position, resumes were very slow in coming in, and it was a struggle. Fortunately, we did make a good hire with Chris Peterson, but since you all approved the hiring of the payroll administrator position, we put that out just a little over a week ago. We've got 17 applications in, and we have 6 interviews scheduled and 3 more that we're waiting to hear from. So it's just big change, and very, very pleased that we've got some good quality candidates to choose from. Other than that, I appreciate your favorable consideration on Resolution 7, 2023.
Thank you. Our Director of Public Service, Mr. Gregg, is not with us this evening. Treasurer Alexander.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good to see you again. Thank you, members of the council. Good to see you all as well. I have no official report this evening.
Thank you. There have been no official reports filed in the council office since our last meeting. Under communications, petitions, and claims, we do have 2 items. First one being minutes for the February 2nd, 2023 Whitehall Planning Commission meeting, and the second being a notice from the Ohio Department of Liquor Control for the transfer of a D5 and D6 license from Bethlehem LLC and Patio, 4263 East Main Street, Whitehall, Ohio, 43213, to Tranquil Lady Incorporated and Patio, 4263 East Main Street, Whitehall, Ohio, 43213. Ms. Aug, would you please call roll as to whether each member of council was given a copy of each item of legislation on the agenda prior to the meeting, including any add-on legislation?
Smith,
Yes.
Bailey,
Yes.
Dixon,
Yes.
Elmore,
Yes.
Coniston.
Yes.
Cantor,
Yes.
Peck.
Yes.
Thank you. Under third reading, we have got no legislation tonight. Under second reading, we have 2 items listed. First being Ordinance 5, 2023, accepting title to parcel 090-008-416-00 for the Whitehall Community Improvement Corporation for use as a public park. Again, that'll be title only. Also by title only this evening will be ordinance 6, 2023, granting an easement to AEP Ohio on parcel 090-003-999-00 as described in attachment A. That brings us to first reading. We have ordinance 12, 2023, by title only, making and approving a supplemental appropriation in the amount of $200,000 from unappropriated monies in the general fund 101 to the contingency expense account 101-950-59,900. Ordinance 13, 2023, by title only, making updates to Part 11, Planning and Zoning Code, Title 3, Chapter 1120 through 1130 of the Whitehall Codified Code and outlined in Exhibit A, B, and C. Our final piece of legislation this evening is Resolution 7, 2023, resolving to approve then-announced certificates and declaring an emergency.
Mr. President, in order to please the city auditor, I would like to introduce Resolution 007, 2023, and move for suspension of all rules.
Second.
Okay, there's been a motion by Mr. Bailey, second by Ms. Elmore, to introduce Resolution 007, 2023, and the suspension of all rules. Is there any discussion? Ms. Aug, please call roll.
Smith,
Yes.
Bailey,
Yes.
Dixon,
Yes.
Elmore,
Yes.
Coniston,
Yes.
Cantor,
Yes.
Heck.
Yes.
The rules have been suspended.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'll move to adopt.
Second.
Now, there's been a motion by Mr. Bailey, second by Ms. Elmore for its adoption. Any discussion? Ms. Aug, please call roll.
Smith,
Yes.
Bailey,
Yes.
Dixon,
Yes.
Elmore,
Yes.
Coniston,
Yes.
Cantor,
Yes.
Heck.
Yes.
Resolution 007, 2023 has been adopted. That brings us to our second full public of the evening. Again, if anybody would like to come forward. So I'm seeing no one, I dispense with requirements. So I will now move to Community Date Board.
June 17th is, June in the park.
March 8th, State of the City,
Correct.
is that right?
It
Yes,
is, March 8th,
March 8th.
Yeah.
6:30,
Okay.
preceded by the Easter egg hunt, I'm sure.
We using that parking lot afterward?
Still working out details.
Okay.
Are there eggs to be stuffed?
There'll be eggs, there'll be a bunny, there'll be children.
Probably haven't done, Jerry.
Don't we have an economic development event happening here real soon?
That's right.
Thursday.
Thursday.
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. Woodcliff Midcliff.
Woodcliff demo.
Kickoff.
Can't wait for that,
Look at you guys just jumping right in there.
before you get.
Clearly, it was a light agenda. You guys are still all spry.
Didn't want you to get choked
Well,
up
listen,
over something else.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Don't
Yeah,
think
two-
your heart could take it.
Thursday, 2 o'clock, will be the demolition kickoff event for the Woodcliff demolition. We're just thankful to get the kickoff completed this week before there were no more buildings to demo for the kickoff. So that'll be Thursday over at Woodcliff. Anybody who's watched, they are demolishing 3 buildings a day.
Yeah.
So we expect that it'll be complete in the next 30 working days.
Oh, cool.
So, I mean, not including evenings and weekends, but they're moving, Lowendick is doing an amazing job, so.
And that'll be accessed by Broad
Broad
Street,
Street.
correct?
Turn up there.
Drive around till you find it.
Okay, that's fine.
Stay out of mud. Gonna
I
get
got
rain.
cookies.
Cookies.
I got cookies.
I didn't go here.
Very nice. All right.
Saturday,
doing
March
it wrong.
25th is the Whitehall Education Foundation Honors Celebration at Jefferson Country Club.
Anything else? Okay, well then we'll go to poll council. Ms. Smith. Very, very
Not
first.
very good
There you
at
go.
being first. I'm just not.
But you don't like last, so where's your sweet spot?
No, he'll be last. Thank you for those watching at home. Thank you to our 2 lovely guests here. I don't know what to talk about.
That was great.
There you go.
Yeah.
That was good job, good job.
Fantastic.
That was inspirational.
That
Too much.
I'm a bit fried this week, so
Much
that's
of
all I got.
And it's only Tuesday.
That's it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Mr. Bailey, what do you have for us?
Not much. Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to thank everybody for being here, especially you, Larry.
Not even.
I have a request for the city attorney, and that is to continue your thoughts on your information today, is to maybe share something on Ulysses S. Grant in a few weeks. Because I think he was a major factor in all of this discussion, especially with what he did when he was in office as president concerning the South. I think it's pretty important. You should all look it up.
Very much.
That's all I have.
Thank you. Mr. Dixon?
Thank you, President Potter. Thank you for everyone that attended here tonight, even though one of them isn't paying attention. I would like to thank everyone for watching at home.
He's watching on Facebook.
He's watching
Yeah.
I keep something at home, which I've had for nearly 40 years, which is a book filled with prose and quotes and excerpts from books and such that I've pored over, and which have spoken to me and touched me in various ways. And in honor of Black History Month, tonight I wanted to just share a passage with you and the community, if you would indulge me.
By all means.
This is from Alice Walker, the author of The Color Purple. My activism, cultural, political, spiritual, is rooted in my love of nature and my delight in human beings. It is when people are at peace, content, full, that they are most likely to meet my expectations. Selfish, no doubt, that they be a generous, joyous, even entertaining experience for me. I believe people exist to be enjoyed, much as a restful or engaging view might be, as the ocean or drifting clouds might be, or as if they were the human equivalent of melons, mangoes, or any other kind of attractive, seductive fruit. When I am in the presence of other human beings, I want to revel in their creative and intellectual fullness, their uninhibited social warmth. I want their precious human radiance to wrap me in light. I do not want fear of war or starvation or bodily mutilation to steal both my pleasure in them and their own birthright. Everything I would like other people to be for me, I want to be for them. All we own, at least for the short time we have it, is our life. With it, we write what we come to know of the world. I believe the earth is good, that people, untortured by circumstance or fate, are also good. I do not believe the people of the world are naturally my enemies, or that animals, including snakes, are or that nature is. Whenever I experience evil, and it is not, unfortunately, uncommon to experience it in these times, my deepest feeling is disappointment. I have learned to accept the fact that we risk disappointment, disillusionment, even despair every time we act. Every time we decide to believe the world can be better. Every time we decide to trust others to be as noble as we think they are, and that there might be years during which our grief is equal to or even greater than our hope. The alternative, however, not to act, and therefore to miss experiencing other people at their best, reaching toward their fullness, has never appealed to me. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's very good.
Ms. Elmore?
Thank you, Mr. President. I want to thank our viewers. Thank you to those in the audience. And also thank you, City Attorney, for the information regarding Juneteenth. And everybody needs to put that on their calendar. Also, happy birthday to W.E.B. Du Bois, who earned a doctorate in 1895, first African American. And I have nothing, good to see you again, Representative. And that's all I have for you.
Thank you. Ms. Coniston?
Thank you, President Potter. I'd like to thank everybody for viewing, and I'd like to congratulate the Columbus Public Library, Metropolitan Library, for 150 years. So, that's all I've got.
Very good. Mr. Cantor?
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to thank everybody for watching, everybody that's here, and thank you, Representative, for showing up. Also, the Columbus Public Library, thank you all very much. It was very nice to walk in tonight and see that. Other than that, I have nothing else. Girls, I'll see you soon. I love you. That's all.
Thank you. Ms. Heck, thank you to bring it on home.
Round and third.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, everybody, for watching from home, and the few guests in our in our audience. Thank you, City Attorney Bivens, for the history information as well as the information for the Juneteenth event. I look forward to that. Congratulations on 150 years, Columbus Metropolitan Library, and that's all I have.
And I would like to thank everyone for attending this evening as well as watching at home. And I think the accolades have been given to the city attorney, which I also appreciate that, as well as the public library. So that is all I have got.
Move to adjourn.
Second?
Motion by Mr. Bailey, second by Mr. Cantor to adjourn. Any discussion? Ms. Aug, please call roll.
Smith,
Yes.
Bailey,
Yes.
Dixon,
Yes?
Elmore,
Yes.
Coniston.
Yes.
Cantor,
Yes.
Heck.
Yes.
And we're adjourned at 7:20.
Slow down there, Bailey, getting awful slow.
Creole.